The Defence Ministry has been served with court papers for allegedly dismissing 3 soldiers due to their HIV status. The South African Security Forces Union and the South African National Defence Union accuse the ministry of backtracking on its commitment to enforce policies that will protect HIV-positive employees. For more on this now, I'm joined by Simphiwe Dlamini, South African National Defence Force spokesperson from our studios in Pretoria. Good morning and thank you very much for joining us this morning. Does the Defence Force discriminate against HIV-positive employees?
Good morning to you and to the listeners. No, not at all. In actual fact, we have a very comprehensive policy on the management of HIV and AIDS and the members that present such illness. We have, in consultation with the United Nations AIDS desk, with our SADC military counterparts and the World Health Organizations, including civil society in South Africa, developed that policy, which took us about 2.5 years and was approved in 2009. And it clearly defines how we should manage such members, should there be any members. And therefore, we do not discriminate. In fact, our policy is one of the best in terms of management of people that present such illness in the military environment.
Now, why are you being taken to court over the 3 colleagues whom these unions say have HIV status and they've lost their jobs unfairly and they accuse you of discrimination?
Well, first and foremost, I think these 3 that you're talking about are far and few if you look at the number of members of the SANDF that we have, which is about 85,000 members of the SANDF. It may be that the people that they were dealing with such matter may have overlooked 1 or 2 aspects of the policy, but it's something that would be corrected. And I want to emphasize the fact that at no stage do we, as the South African National Defence Force, discriminate against anybody. Our Defence Force is made out of democratic principles, and those democratic principles enjoin us to make sure that there is no discrimination of any member. We work in accordance to those democratic principles. And of course, as the employer, we are not only empowered to deal with such illnesses, but we have an obligation to actually ensure that if members present themselves with such illnesses, they are supported by ourselves in the first instance.
Now,
we provide access to health.
Now, 5 years ago, there was a court case and there was a ruling that basically said you need to put in place the right policies. You've just been telling us in the last few minutes that you have those policies in place. Now, why do you need another court case to resolve this situation? Because the unions, I hear, they only want you to have a firm statement around discrimination or not of HIV status employees and replace, and put back those employees back into their positions.
I'm saying to you, if you look at the sheer numbers that make up the whole Defence Force, and you talk about a court case that were being taken to over 3 people, I'm saying it may have been certain members who are in the system that have overlooked certain aspects of the policy, and therefore that needs to be corrected. But it's far and very few, and I want to emphasize that we do not discriminate against any member for that matter. It is our responsibility to ensure that those very members that are in the SANDF are taken care of by the department.
Okay, just to understand, if it's found that there was a misunderstanding on the implementation of the policies for these 3 individuals, you will reinstate them?
Well, there are processes, of course. We would need to find out what were the reasons and what was the conclusion of such a decision to be taken. And based on those findings, a decision would be made. We cannot just sit up and uproot and take decisions without having properly looked through who was involved, how were they involved, what were the decisions that were made that made them to take such a decision, and then make recommendations and conclude to take them back if there's a need to take them back. Might I add that this matter that you're raising, we actually have members that have been deployed with that status in the Sudan in particular. And therefore, this issue around discrimination, as I say, is fine and is fine very few.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll have to leave you there. That's Simphiwe Dlamini, spokesperson for the South African National Defence Force.
News that moves. eNCA.com.